so we are left with the last part, which is the most complicated, obviously. And honestly, I don't know how to approach it, because there is a lot of parts I won't use here that I don't even need to remove from the receiver. So maybe, to not overcomplicate, I will do it this way, that the parts I don't need to remove, I won't remove. And the ones that I need to remove, I will take out. So, for example, this front part here, this was called the tripod attachment or whatever. I have a steel part, steel equivalent for this, and also for this one. There is the wrist rail that will come here, so probably I don't even need to remove this grip. This part will be replaced with steel. The rear part will be replaced with steel, so I don't really need to take them off this receiver, because maybe this receiver, you know, in future will find some use. So maybe, you know, I can keep those parts and save some effort. What I will definitely need to do, I need to remove the feed tray cover, and for this, let's figure it out. This pin will definitely have to go away, and I see there is this big spring that holds it on this side, so I would guess I need to push it when I lift it, and it kind of moves, but let's help myself with a little force. Yeah, so the pin moves, nice. Let's punch it out completely. It really goes easily. Can I pull it out? Not yet. Maybe now. Or maybe actually I can take off the feed tray cover. Not yet. I need something longer. Let's help myself this way. Okay. Success, I made it. So this one is free. I don't need to remove the pin completely. Actually, it has another stop, yeah, which is nice. Probably the real one is the same. Okay, now this part, I would guess we can take it off just like that, but here is some kind of screw. It's pretty tiny. So this screw comes out. Okay, I was right. So the screw is still there, yeah? I'm not gonna remove it not to lose it. Okay. What can we do now? Let me think. So the receiver in general is made this way. Let's do some unbagging here. Nice steel part. So the receiver here, you see that it ends here, like the stop part is not on the receiver here, so normally it's welded, yeah? So I believe those 3 screws on each side, probably this is also a screw imitating a weld, will basically hold this with the upper part, yeah? So I don't know if I should not remove them right now, because also here we have some weld imitation, but you can see actually it's a 6-sided screw that probably fits to some key and holds the trunnion, yeah? So kind of, you know, I'm kind of lost right now. I don't really know what to do. Definitely I need to take off the rail for the charging handle. This probably will all come apart together somehow. And I see also there are the screws that hold this guide for the charging handle. I don't know how to access them. I guess you actually access them from the inside. These are like screws for a hex key that you can undo from the inner side. This is like kind of complicated. Let's put the receiver away. Okay, as I cannot really figure this out, I will just start removing what I think I should remove, and let's see what I will be left with. So these big screws, like 4 of them, definitely I need to take at least 3, and the 4th one seems to also go in a rail here, so let's try all of them. Am I right? Are these screws? Yes. Yes, they are screws, and they are also Loctited. This one was kind of more difficult to remove. Maybe I will need to heat everything up in a moment. Let's see how it goes. The second one. Okay, also going out. And the third one. Like so far so good. Okay. Now here is the fourth one. Okay, this one was easy. Okay. So probably this should start coming apart soon. And there is one of these type of screws also here. So I'm gonna remove it right now, even if I don't need it as a part of this step, I don't know. Okay, this one also went kind of easily. And I'm guessing that right now I should be able somehow to remove this rear part, because I saw how the replacement looks like, but probably first the pins. So this pin, and if I bend the rail just a bit, I can see there is a lock inside, so I will pull it out, you see, yeah. Now I will be able to take out this pin. Here this locking feature is actually visible from the outside, so also let's pull it out. It's the same size, so easy. Okay, the pin and some protection metal piece. Okay, and now I guess like it starts to move, but how do you remove it completely? If you even need to. Honestly, I don't know, so let's leave this part, let's try somewhere else. Okay, so maybe those three internal ones, yeah, I can catch it. Yeah, and they move nice, okay. This will be a lot of rotating like this, yeah, because they are deep inside. So I will undo just all three, yeah, and then I'll show it when it's disassembled, because it will take like 20 minutes or something. So you see the second one also rotates, no issue. And the third one is here. Yeah, no issue. Okay, so hold on, I figured this out. You can actually put the hex key like this through the hole from that big screw, yeah. And then this one is accessible. Nice. Okay, so you see there is one. Here comes the second one, and the third one through here. Okay, three of them. So is there anything else that holds this charging handle guide in place? Maybe there is also something in here in the front. So the next step, let's try to take this apart. How it is done. Okay, so nothing accessible here, maybe in here. Not really. So what am I supposed to do now? Okay, let's try to take off this handguard. Maybe there will be some new information available. So you push out this big pin in here. Yeah. Okay, then it can be pulled off very easily. And it seems like here still no clues, so what shall I do now? I guess I need to go for these big screws in here somehow, and to make them accessible I still need to remove the charging handle. I see some two pins here, so maybe I'll try removing them right now, maybe this helps. So those two pins came out, easy. Okay, now I should be able to remove, yes, exactly this part and the charging handle. And yes, there is the last missing screw hidden underneath, so let's take it out. Alright, so you see, to remove this guide I needed to remove all those big screws from the sides to be able to access those screws on the inside here that were holding it, the charging handle with this blocking part, and then there was the screw in here, yeah, so a lot of work, I like it. Now I would guess either we are able to remove the guides on the inside, or we must remove those screws. There are two here and two here, and I don't see anything else accessible from any other direction. So to me it's a must, yeah, take out these two. And these are 9mm, right? So I have here 9mm socket wrench. Oh yeah, this goes with no issues. We'll see in a moment. Yeah, it comes out. Okay, so the first came out. Okay, now catch the second one. The second one. Okay, the third one fell here, and the last one. Okay, so now let's try. Can I take it off? Can I disassemble it finally? Okay, so the tronion went out. Nice. What about the rest? There is a retention part for the gas pipe, I guess. And this whole part still stays here. And I think I figured out how to remove it. So check this out. If you pull back the ejection port cover, you see there are two screws in here, like deep in here. If I remove them, too big key, I'm sure that it will let go. So again a bit of Loctite, but it goes. Now first screw. I see there are some parts inside, so I will be careful not to, you know, lose them or to be able to figure out what's going on in there. Okay, the second one. And they are officially out. Okay, you see those two screws. And let's try right now. Yes, it moved. Okay. Still okay, the rail also moves, so probably okay, I can slide out one rail. Probably I can, yes, I can remove the other one. Something shot, something jumped. What's going on here? Alright, yes, I got to the inside. Now I need to also remove this pin. There is a spring, so don't lose it. Okay, so carefully. Alright, everything comes nicely apart, so I have the side guides. I feel like this is made of steel actually, and then we are left with this part that I also need to remove. And here those screws were attached to this part, I guess. So what is left holding it is those two screws on the bottom. They are visible here. The first one came out and the second one came out. Okay, success. So I have my lower receiver or the receiver taken out. There are 3 parts or 4 parts left. So this tripod attachment, this tripod attachment, and this tripod attachment, plus this rear part that probably I should be just able to pull out somehow if I figure out the way. Okay, I see. I need to push the receiver in, yeah, and I can pull it out. Okay, so this is where I got. So this part is here, and this part is also here, and you see there is like a ton of stuff I pulled out of this. Theoretically, removing those last 3 parts is not so difficult, but because there is just 2 screws here, 2 screws in here, and 2 screws in there. So I could do it just for the sake of comparison of weight, yeah, but I will do it off screen, it's not interesting, and we will start with the assembly. You see, it will be a lot of work. Okay, so I did it, success. All those parts are removed, yeah, so those 3 too. All these tiny screws are lying here somewhere, and the receiver is just the basic receiver part right now. So there is so many parts that it's hard to even put the new ones next to them, let's say. So what I will do, I guess, I will just weigh them and compare them, unpack them, you know, side by side, one by one. So I will start with the receiver, and I will mount these tripod attachments first. This would be the simplest way to get some more space to move in here. Let's place the weight somewhere accessible. Okay, I think the value is visible, zeroed. So first let's do the receiver. Like, this feels like paper, honestly. Okay, and the weight of this piece of paper is 220 grams. So I'm gonna replace 220 grams with a part so heavy that it kills my weight, but I checked it on a different weight, and this is 640. Yeah, so a lot. You see how oiled it is, like, you know, nice steel part. I like it. I will have to wash my hands afterwards. Like the foil in which it was packed, made some marks in this oil in it. Yeah, probably you should not do it by hands like I do, but okay. So now one more thing, I will be assembling the parts as I said, but I will not apply Loctite to all of them, because I need to disassemble it all over again to some degree in order to make a modification I want to do later, yeah, so not to make it harder. So only the parts I know that I don't need to disassemble again, I will treat with the Loctite, and all the parts that I know that I will be taking out pretty quickly, I will not apply the Loctite. So probably you should apply it everywhere. Okay, so let's start from the front. Here we will need this part, and here it comes, BBT, B-pod adapter, okay, whatever. Let's see what they gave us. So this is empty bag, and here we have attachment screws and this big pin. So put this on weight. I think the screws will be identical to the ones I removed right now, but if they gave us dedicated screws, let's use them. And this should go in here. You see there are like holes, right, in that pin, but also in this part, so we will need to align them and then attach them to the receiver with the screws. So quick comparison of weight. I have the equivalent original component. This one is 57 grams and the new one is 124. So this goes away. Like, generally I don't expect any, you know, specialties here. If steel part is 3 times heavier than the aluminum, then probably it's applicable to all of them. So here, the same as in the original, there are some hooks, yeah, so we will need to, okay, this pin is falling out. So we will need to push it onto this, and with steel it will be much more difficult than it was with aluminum. Okay, but it fits really nicely, really solid. And right now the pin goes through, and from the top, oh shit, and from the top I should be able to align the holes. What I see actually that something doesn't fit nicely because this part is at an angle, so probably I need to hit it with a hammer or something. So the part took 3 strong hits with a rubber hammer and now it fits nicely. So again, let's orient the pin. I'm kind of doing it here in the corner, not in the middle, but you'll see what the situation is, right? So this is for a hex key. Okay. Come on, Bella. Okay, and the screw is too short because this doesn't sit all the way up, yeah? So I will have to hit it with a hammer from the bottom probably too. And so I did, and the screw now fits. Maybe you can see that part here is on touch. And now I need to do the second one. Actually now it's perfectly aligned. Okay, both screws are in. Now the other one, the next one. So this is the original, and this was what I will put. Again, BBT, and again screws included, kind of the same story. Okay, to the screws we'll get in a second. First the part. So again, let's compare. This original one is 27, so let me guess, it will be 100. Oh, no, it's 77. Actually, it should be 77, I just cannot do maths apparently. Okay, so this will fit here. This doesn't require hitting it with a sledgehammer, it fits nicely, and the screws will go in there. What I actually like about this assembly, it's fun. In Polish we say bez młota to nie robota, which means there is no work done without a hammer, and it seems to be kind of true also for this case. Alright, so the first screw goes in. Now the second one. Okay, so here we are. Gets interesting. Now this part, again BBT. I guess they forgot to put the screws into the main bag, so they are here on the side. This is kind of funny. Okay, take it out. This part wanted to get out. You see, there are like holes in the bag. It's an aggressive part. Actually, they included some screws in here. There was a second bag, but just for me, it seems like they are too small. So probably they found out later and they included the second set. Whatever. And the original part was 18.4 and the new part will be 54. So nothing special here, just put it under here. It also fits really nicely. We'll need to do the screws right now, so let's use these additional ones they gave us. Probably they are better. Let's have a look from the outside. So the part fitting is really nice. You see it's kind of nice flush here. Same goes for this one. Those fake weld lines that VFC did, but well, you cannot have everything. Okay, right now let's do this one because I'm curious about the one I bought, and I removed it at this stage, yeah, so probably it will be fine if I put it right now. So this is the 3D printed stainless steel Bowmaster Custom, whatever this is. Okay, and nicely packed. Oh, from this side. Here is the part. So from here you maybe can see there are some lines after printing visible on this side, but on this side I'd say it's practically not visible. But the part is really nice. It looks, I'd say, better. Yeah, it looks of course more realistic. Oh, I'm comparing wrong sides. So let's mount it, but first the original one 67 and the new one 183. Okay, and here you need to flex the body or the receiver a bit to be able to mount it. Oh, sorry, the other way around. So it goes like this, and it will not go all the way in unless you push this together a bit, yeah, and then it jumps. So no issue. I would say we can count this as attached. Later on there will come more screws and everything that will hold this part, you know, tightly. But for now, that's it. And what will be next? I don't know how much to revert the process how I assembled it, because maybe it was not correct in the first place. But I think, let me see, I think that I should be able to assemble this part. Yes, I should be. I think I will be able to assemble this part without removing the rails, because you see that the rails actually they have some tabs that go underneath here like this, so I should be able to push them in, yeah. Kind of did not want it to damage it, did not want it to force anything, so I pushed it out with caution, but it seems like this can go first. I see no issue with it. Yeah, even this part, this complicated assembly, it will be like this somewhere. So there is no interconnection between those two. Yeah, so it should be fine. Let's see, maybe I'm wrong. This part is, as you remember, here, and underneath it there was this plastic retainer with the spring for the gas tube. So the plastic retainer has this round extruded part on the bottom, and it probably goes into this hole. I've seen it actually from the outside. I did not know what purpose it served. Yeah, now it makes sense, because then probably what you can do is to just put it here. You see that this bends, yeah, so probably it's enough to just put it here when you have the trunnion above and push it in, yeah, and it will click. But if I have the access, I can just put it here, then put the trunnion on the top like this and add the screws. And here, honestly, I'm not sure if I will be removing this part or not, so I will not tighten it like crazy. Yeah, anyway, these screws are kind of nice. I did not felt any issue with removing them, like, you know, risky that I will strip something or whatever. It was kind of solid feeling. So I will just quickly screw them in place, and I don't do them all the way because probably with these rails I would expect that the bolt carrier and everything, like, there is a lot of moving parts, so they might be misaligned. So better will be to assemble everything and tighten the screws at the end to make sure that everything runs smooth. Then, you know, do it right now. Okay, so like I said, don't do too much. I want to be careful here because the tool leaves scratches on the receiver. These screws are kind of low, but okay, this I succeeded. So the next part that I removed was these, and they are interconnected somehow, strangely. So this one matches here. It has this fake weld line, it matches with this part. Yeah, this is the box attachment. It's nice steel part. This is some aluminium. Okay, so the box attachment and this part, I need to position it. I don't know actually if I have to. Probably I have to assemble them at once, so let's try. And this definitely I will be removing for my modification. So I don't want to do it permanently. I will just make it good for the moment. Okay, I see I will be able to assemble this later too. Yes. Okay, so this is secured and we are looking here, so maybe I can explain one thing. What exactly I want to do as this modification that I spoke about, right? So normally you can connect the HPA directly here, because you see, you just take this apart, like this fitting for the magazine, and you can connect one for the HPA, the threads mesh, and you know, you have the HPA. But then the hose leaves through the mag port to the side, which I don't want. Yeah, I want it to leave to the rear above the pistol grip. So this will be my approach for the future. For now, still, you know, this is in the concept phase. I first need to do the basic assembly and stuff. Okay, so right now we have it prepared, so let's figure out the next step, because here somehow I will need to assemble those side rails and everything. So this one is the one that originally was attached on that side. I'm not sure if it even fits. Yeah, it fits, it's nice. Okay, maybe it will require some, okay, I will have to probably undo this part a bit, but also here I should be already assembling the shell ejector. Actually, I think this is made of steel. Yes, it is made of steel. So I bought another one, also made of steel. I don't know if this makes any difference in this case. Probably I wasted some money, so let's see. I will unpack it anyway. Like the appearance is much nicer on this one I bought, so this is good at least. And the weight like probably is the same still. Both are still, so 17 grams, 17.6. This one was 16.5, so 1 gram difference, but okay, I have it already, so I will assemble it. Okay, so it will go like this. And the rail here, there was the pin and the spring, so I need to figure out all of this, how to make it so that it works. Okay, I think I understand the general idea, and let's see, can I somehow put this through? No. But this will be a complicated thing to assemble, I guess. So the pin definitely goes in. Yeah, I don't know how long it should be. Okay, one more thing before the pin goes in. Now this will be really tough. Okay, so pin, the spring, how to make it visible for you. So the spring has a bended tip and a straight tip, so we are taking the bended one towards the shell ejector cover like this. Yeah, this is completely not visible. Okay, then we align it with the rail somehow. I would guess like this. Okay. Okay, so the pin will go through. Okay. And now the spring has two tips. I will show you maybe here. So one is straight and one is bended, so it should go with the bended on top or like on the rear of this shell ejector, I guess. And here, this part, it actually has a cutout, yeah, it doesn't have a hole, and on this side it has a hole for the pin. So probably I should just put it in here and somehow slide it slightly. Also get some retention on this spring. Okay, I did it, but I don't really know how to show it. You have to do it from the inside, put the spring correctly so that it pushes the cover outside like mine, and then kind of twist it from this side and put this side guide on that pin. This is like crazy. Okay, whatever, I did it. So now we have those two parts. So I have the guide for this side, and I guess this part will come on top of it, so I need to assemble both at once. Let's see if I can. Or maybe I can slide this back, put it into the position, slide it forward now. Okay, so I figured out this one too, so let's repeat it on camera. I think this could be possible actually. Okay, so first we take this part, we put it in place like it should be. Okay, we fit it, it will find, oh, so we fit it, yeah, it fits more or less nicely. Okay, then we take the guide and we push this guide from this side, but in my case I need to unbend the receiver slightly, but you see finally the guide goes in and all the way inside, yeah, so both guides were in, like everything seems okay now, yeah. And then I will need to place this part in here. Okay, align it with that fake weld line, yeah, which is kind of difficult right now, and then secure those two screws from the inside. So it's a little crazy but definitely doable. Okay, so you see I kind of make it hold together, yeah. So now accessing those screws from the side, like during the disassembly, yeah, I need to screw them in place. So let's try it. I'll do it off screen. I cannot even see from above the camera inside. Okay, and I did it. It's really funny. how to do it. Yeah, like a lot of stuff inside going on, but somehow I succeeded. So everything is attached seemingly, and I can now go to this side, because now this will be the time to do the guide for the charging handle and the charging handle itself. So let's check the charging handle DNA. Okay, one thing I'm checking already is this edge. Yeah, like you can compare these two handles, and you see I filed off a part of mine because it was really sharp, and it's stripping this plastic part here that opens the shell ejector cover. Yeah, so I, like, you know, smoothen this out. And here, not as sharp, probably I will file it a bit later too. But first let's compare the weights, of course. And the old one is 27 grams, and the new one, this will be a big difference, is 74. Okay, and it's fully assembled, so it has the pin for locking already in place, like the old one had. Yeah, they look tiny bit different. Of course the steel one is much nicer. Okay, and with this let's try to put this together somehow. So first this guide goes in. Okay, and it has to fit to this rail for the bolt carrier, and here there was one screw. So now you see I have a ton of these screws from all these attachments to the receiver. I had a set and I did not remove them from this, let's call it, pile. So I will take one and screw it in this place. Okay, so now when the screw is in place, I don't need to put the charging handle in yet. It will be a little easier because I can rotate it to the side, and I will need to attach those 3 screws to that rail from the inside, like you remember. So here I have one prepared, and you have to catch it like this, yeah, through this hole, and then here you can screw this in. And here I'm not Loctiting it again because I'm not sure if I will need to take this one out or not. And here the matching between the guide, this rail, and the receiver is quite good, so I think I can already tighten it all the way. Oh, not like this, and I think it will be just fine. Yeah, so the second one, okay, and the third one, tighten them last time all together for a good fitting. And now the second side here, and where to start? Maybe for now let's put back this part in, because probably I will not use it later, but this is, let's say, reassembly. Yeah, so it goes to the cutout here, then like push together, should push against the receiver. Kind of run out. I'm assembling it now because I don't know if later there will be enough space, you know. So this go on the pin on the rail. Okay, seems all good. And then there was this screw here. Okay, so now the guides. This guide is fixed. Now we will fix this one. And we need to align the holes, we need to screw in those screws, but you need to make sure that they are in proper position, the rails, I would say. So what I mean by this, if you screw them, let's say, non-parallel, then the bolt carrier will not travel, yeah, it will jam. So we will just do a few rotations, we will not screw them all the way in. Again, I'm not applying any Loctite or anything. And I will slide through the bolt carrier to see, or like to force proper fitment, let's say, fitting, I mean, and then I can tighten these screws all the way in. So first all 3 goes here, okay, the third one, and one part at a time, because there are also the ones for the rear part, but you know, let's not overdo it. So the bolt carrier comes in. Let's see. The fall is good. Yeah, it's good. No issues. see how it functions, so I can tighten those 3 screws. I'll start from the middle one, then the rear one, and then the front one. Probably you can do it in any order you want. And now, still before the charging handle, I will do the top part here. This is like a cover only, so let's do it. I have this tiny screw in here. Maybe I overdid it because the spring doesn't work. Probably yes. Okay, so here everything seems fine. So let's do the rear before we switch to the charging handle. Here we will need to fit the pin, and there will be one of these locks going in between the receiver and the steel rear part. Like, no issue here, I kind of pushed it in. Let's hide it because now it sticks out, okay. And the pin, like, it goes all the way through, yeah. I'm not needing to push it through right now, but it fits. Okay, and the second one with this sheet metal part will go to the rear. So there was the pin, how to do it, probably like this. Then there was this lock, and the sheet metal was on that part like this. So I should quickly assemble it. Yeah, this was pretty easy. So now, when the pins fit, maybe I should actually push this one through, because now I have good positioning on the rear holes for these remaining 2 big screws. So I can do one here, okay, and the other one here. And then I'll try bolt carrier again. Okay, and I of course had to push out this pin, but the bolt carrier went in. It works just the way it was working previously. I can already maybe use it in a moment. But so for the receiver, the charging handle finally. Okay, this part has to leave. Okay, so now the charging handle. Okay, now this part can go back. And for the charging handle, it's kind of really requires some force to move it for now, but then we can slide in this part. Okay, so I had a little fight with the charging handle because I'm not able to push it fully to the front, and you can see actually it's a bit different because this one is flat here and this one has this elevated portion, and here this one, let's say, fits to the plastic part from VFC, yeah, like this, but this one doesn't, yeah. If I try, it fits to the gun itself but not to this part. So I figured out I will print out something myself, because I will publish it when I have it, but I will do it later. For now I will just skip this part and I will put the charging handle the way it is. Anyway, I'll be disassembling the gun again soon.